introduce the show.
Okay.
Yeah. And then go back to media assets. I think we're going to look for a countdown. Right there?
Here.
Okay. Hold on. Let me just make sure I see it on Facebook. Give me 1 second, guys.
That's what I'm doing right now. Make sure that.
And the Christina Flach on Facebook, which one is it?
I think for Facebook, I did Christina Flach makeup and hair.
Perfect. There's another one that's just Christina Flach if you want to tag that too.
Okay. I think I did the other one, but I can have Chris modified if you need to.
That would be amazing. Thank you.
Absolutely. Of course. Like I said,
get more people.
So I couldn't even more people, more everything.
People.
So let's see.
Yeah, there's more people on that one too.
Okay, perfect. All right, so let me just go back really quick on the Dani Pierro show. I just want to make sure we are live, and we're going to start shortly. Do you see us live?
On YouTube? Yes, you're live on YouTube.
Okay, we are live on Facebook. Yep, we're live on Facebook. All right, so we're going to start with a 30-second countdown. We'll come back to start the show. See you soon.
All righty.
I'm so glad to be back on the Dani Pierro show here. I was not here last year, but we're very glad to be back again. We are excited to welcome, as always. We love having you, Miss Christina, and you know it.
Oh my God.
Thank you for your time. And whether or not you have the busiest schedule in the world, we greatly appreciate you just having us or modifying our schedule with your schedule. So we got this.
Our schedules are very, they're both busy. Hence why I'm hosting. I'm too busy.
No, oh, yes. We're going to talk about your podcast as well.
Yes.
So today is also March 17th. So it's St. Patrick's Day. So
happy St. Patty's Day.
Everybody out there. And I mean, I know with your schedule currently, you know, you had a lot going on today that I wanted to get a chance for you to talk about too. And then we will actually start from your past for other people that haven't tuned in before. And we'll introduce who you are and kind of go from there. So what did you do earlier? What was in the works?
What was I doing today? Well, today I was with Mr. Tyler Florence in San Francisco at Miller and Lux, and we were shooting a really cool video for Hessen and Williams-Sonoma. And so he was cooking, and it's so hot in that kitchen, that poor man. So I have to keep going and making sure he's not too shiny and that he looks perfect for every shot. So that's what I was doing. And then just, you know, drove home an hour and tried to put myself together to chat with you. So I'm really excited.
Well, thank you. Like we said, we greatly appreciate your time because it's amazing what you do. And whether or not you do have a crazy busy schedule, you know, you're around and you give us the opportunity here at Hamilton Radio. So we really do appreciate that, Christina. Again, thank you.
I'm the grateful one. So thank you.
So for everybody that is tuning in, we all know you as the wonderful, beautiful, wonderful celebrity makeup artist, hair and makeup artist. And just for other people that are tuning in, understanding, hey, who is Christina Flach? I feel like I've seen her maybe around, you know, on a lot of the social media or different brands that you had partnered with and celebrities as well. So we're going to get a little bit started for yourself because I know about you, all about you. I know about Ken too. It's
oh my gosh.
It's more going to be for you where your celebrity type of makeup and hairstylist cosmetology came in background for what you're doing now.
Well, I really didn't have I didn't go to cosmetology school. I don't cut or color hair. I just make people pretty or try to. And I started with my friends and family, and then I did proms and weddings, and then I worked with photographers and miraculously got enough images together to put a portfolio together to get an agent. And I have 3 right now.
3 agents. Well, you know, you do have a busy schedule, so I understand that.
Yes. Yes.
And the celebrity clientele as well, which comes with
I
it.
do. I have the most amazing clients. I'm so blessed. I had, since the last time we spoke, I have Zach Posen now. And of course, Tyler. And then I've got two new really cool clients, Suntech and Mike. They have
Ooh,
created these humanoid robots. So we shot the cover of Time magazine a couple weeks ago. So that was very cool. And
wow.
let's see.
Okay.
Yeah, so I did the Super Bowl this year. Just shot a magazine with Zach and Gap, a cover of that. So it's just been really, it's so weird. I have the weirdest job. I'm either slammed or it's like dead. So this week is last few weeks have been super busy. So it's good.
I
And when
don't
I'm sorry, what were you
no,
saying?
continue, please.
Oh, it's just, when it's slow, then I just like, I will work on magazine articles. I write for Women Fitness Magazine. And then, of course, since we last spoke, I have started hosting my own podcast, which I never expected to do, called I'm Too Busy, and it's going really well.
Creating your life because you're
Yeah,
very busy and you're doing this today.
yeah. And so I always thought like, wow, what a great, it would be so cool if I could just the public could hear me chatting with some of my clients. So my clients have been, Tyler just did an interview on my show, and Sunny Hurl, who's a huge a celebrity chef as well and an influencer on YouTube.
That's
And
awesome.
then my humanoid robot guys, Mike and Santek. So been doing a lot of that and interviewing a lot of people in the wellness, beauty and wellness space. I've been speaking about beauty from the inside out for forever.
Mhm.
And I thought it would be really great to have different experts on because the gut health affects the skin, which affects how you look. And I'm fundraising right now for ITB Wellness, which is a gut health supplement, because it doesn't matter what skincare products you use. If your gut health is poor or lacking, it is going to affect your skin. So it's
So,
really important to have super healthy gut health, for obvious reasons, but a lot of it is, for your skin. Because when your skin is affected poorly, your gut health is really a mess.
yeah, I feel the breaking out normally happen after I have sugar or, like a sweet tooth type of situation, a cupcake or a cookie. And I'll be like,
Right.
oh, I feel it. So
Oh,
consider
it's
doing
coming.
blackness.
It's coming.
It's terrible because I'm too old to have acne.
Oh my
I feel
gosh.
like I'd be
Acne's the
a teenager.
worst. It's the worst. It's so, you get one and just feel like everyone's looking at you. And then you go through the whole guilt of why did I eat that? And you beat the hell out of yourself of, why can't you eat a cupcake without, getting a big, huge tumor zit on your face? So
So
it's
tell
all
me
about balance,
So tell
honestly.
me a little bit about Pretty Girl Makeup as your makeup line and mostly what you
Yes.
use out there for the world to hear prior to this new gut health medicine that might be in the works that you're promoting.
Yeah, so I've had Pretty Girls for a very, very long time. We have lip products right now, and I'm also working on with this fundraising to do I'm Too Busy skincare and makeup because I feel
Ooh.
that I have heard from all my clients forever. They go to purchase makeup, in a department store or, one of the other big stores, and they get, sold all these things that they don't need, that are
Mhm.
not appropriate for their lifestyle. They're not a makeup artist. They don't know how to do contouring and baking and all these things. And so I really want to and I don't know how you're going to get, customer loyalty when you're selling them products that they really don't need. And people have to keep in mind when you go to those stores, if I have a client coming to me, I'm giving them an honest opinion because I'm not trying to sell them any products. So you have to keep in mind when you go to one of these stores that everyone there is a salesperson disguised as a makeup artist
Mhm.
trying to
Very
sell you a bunch
true.
of products. So keep that in
Mhm.
mind, and because everyone has a drawer full of gift with purchase that we're like, oh, I can't wait. I have to
Right,
have
right
this,
there.
right?
And
The
it's like
gift with purchase drawer.
exactly. Ulta, Sephora, any of those beautiful places, even Lush. You buy a product line, could be mascara, could be eyeliner, especially for the holidays when they make those little tiny little
Yes, those are
freebie
amazing.
things. But it's always unnecessary afterwards, besides how many lip colors can you have for the rest of your life? Like if they already make a shade of red and a mauve and a burgundy and a red sharp red, like there's so many, you know, in terms of like the makeup industry. And
there's so much.
And I feel like a lot of people, not even yourself, but more the research that you have to do for the product line. You know, I'm kind of curious as opposed to where you wanted to get that opportunity when you were already doing hair and makeup and you were like, let me make my own makeup line, obviously use it to promote, you know, a lot of clientele, celebrity wise brands, but then for other, you know, human beings, people out there as well that get the opportunity to wear it for you. Like, was that a lot of information? Was it a lot of, you know, looking into the ingredients type of?
I worked with, it's a lot. It was so much more than you can imagine. And, you know, ignorance is bliss. I think if people realize how much time, effort, and money these things took, I don't think people would do anything because it's just, so that's why you really have to enjoy the process of going, you know, working. I worked with a beauty chemist with Pretty Girl, and I'm doing the same with I'm Too Busy. And it's so interesting. I find that scientific portion of putting the line together really interesting. I love seeing which oils and ingredients are actually good for your skin and that are anti-aging and hydrating and moisturizing and all these good things. So it's really fun. And then even with my new brand, we're doing a reverse cleansing with the skin care with a concentrated product. It's 3 steps. And the chemist asked me the funniest thing. He said, okay, what do you do first thing in the morning? And I said, splash my face with water. And he said, do you drink that water? And I said, oh my gosh, no. And he said, so why would you put on your face without any protection? So that's how we came up with this 3-step process. The first 2 are concentrated moisturizer and cleanser. And the third is protection. So some days you may need more cleanser. Some days you may need more moisturizer. So you can, you know, and I also don't believe, you know, I want things to become from a sustainability, you know, perspective that it's not doing total detriment to the world. So it's I didn't want people to be paying for shipping for water being moved from one end of the country to the other. So that's why the concentrated product I thought would be a much more effective way to do it.
I like the idea of that, especially because you do look at the ingredients and you understand with your skin care line, soon to be, but makeup line as well for other people that are just getting a chance to maybe even just try makeup for a little and they don't understand what it is or how harsh it actually can be. I mean, I know there are lines out there that are vegan. I know that there are lines out there that are non-animal, you know, tested, but they have organic type of materials. Now, in terms of when you're trying to look for the healthy type of, you know, feel on your face or cleanliness or actually feel like it's doing something, is that worth the amount that you have to put in as the person that's the brand? The start of it before you get your clients?
Yes. Oh,
so
definitely.
It's a lot of research too, right?
Oh, yes. No, and you have to, it's so much more than you can imagine. It's figuring out what you want it to be, how you want it to be, what it's going to smell like, feel like, you know, the consistency. There's so many little things, but it's really interesting. And I think I've lasted in this business because I really enjoy what I do. And I also can pivot. Like if something's not going right, we do something else. And yesterday, for example, I had Tyler, we did another shoot for Hessen, these pots and pans for Tyler Florence. And then I rushed to San Francisco.
Tyler, he just took over the show at this point.
It's always about Tyler. He's my guy. I love him. So I rushed to the city yesterday to do a segment on NBC on California Live, where I'm a beauty expert. And we were doing, it's really cool. We were doing these different, how to do it at home, how to make a toner out of water and rice, which is like fermented rice water as a toner. We did that. Then we did a green wheatgrass, tea that we put in the water with the tea bags, and then you could put it on your eyes for swelling and inflammation and to just get rid of dark circles. So that was one thing. Then the third product, the third thing was a a mud mask that was volcanic mud, jojoba oil, and coffee. And we just mix that all together and put it on as a mask, and then it exfoliates and it hydrates. And so then we did another one with turmeric and honey and some of the volcanic mud and some olive oil as well. So, I mean, there's all of these amazing things that you can do. For me, beauty starts in the kitchen, and it starts with what you eat every day. If people ask me, okay, what's your best beauty secret? The best beauty secret is for you to be hydrated with a lot of water, the green juice, protein, eating well, and making sure your gut health is good. That is the most important thing. And on top of the other one is sleep. People do not get enough sleep, and it's not called beauty sleep it's real. And our bodies need to rest, and we're going to look like the best version of ourselves if we really take care of how we treat our bodies from the inside out.
So when you did start this makeup line for yourself, was this something where it was just easier for you to, because you were doing makeup for people and you were probably using other products and stuff before you had your own, it was probably easier for you to be like, this would be nice if I had something, because then you're promoting yourself, right? At the same time.
That's true.
And then also in terms of you promoting yourself using the makeup, you're seeing what your makeup does to people, as opposed to like how their skin can glow really well, like Tyler Florence in that video, or different types of celebrities that you've done makeup and such for behind the scenes as well. So I know that you do a lot of probably the powdering, like, fluff them up a little bit or touch ups here and there type of thing where you get a chance to work behind the scenes. And I wanted to say, prior to that, do you feel like that is another reason why your makeup line feels more to yourself, because it is, made by yourself?
Well, I think it started when I started Pretty Girl, it was more about being a mom with a bunch of kids driving around in a battle with my water and my lip gloss. I would drink water and be lip gloss. It was just nothing would stay on. And if one would stay on, it would dry out and crack my lips. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like,
and dry.
There's got to be drying and just not feeling good and not long lasting. So that's when I came up with the long lasting lip gloss. And we did a lip plumper with cinnamon and menthol and different eucalyptus. So it's basically like an irritant to the lips to give the illusion that they're larger than they are. And
I need
that sold out.
I'm gonna have to buy this.
Yes, I know. I need to bring that one back.
Yeah.
I definitely do.
It's out of stock.
It's out of stock. Yes, it is. So
it's a nice
I think
number. That's really
it
nice.
is a good problem. I think it's important, like with my clients, even the men.
Yeah.
I take care of their skin is super important. I really make sure that I use aromatherapy oils on them. I use face mist and I use moisturizer. I don't just plop powder on them. If I do my job properly and well, you won't see any makeup on any of them.
I really don't.
It's different.
That's why. Yeah.
Right. So it looks like I don't do anything, but I actually do a lot more than it looks like. And for someone like Tyler, who, he is in a very hot kitchen. And then to make it even worse, there's lights just blasting on him. So poor man, It's so hot. So I have to make sure that, he sweats. I have to sure that all that oil, all that shine is lifted. So it's like I'm sure today he was so over me. I just was constantly getting the oil off his face and powdering and bringing him water. I have to make sure that he's hydrated. So a lot of it is just making sure that they're happy and comfortable and look camera ready all the time. So it's a lot. You really have to be focused when you're on a shoot like that.
Where do you get your products? Do you have a website as well, or can people purchase them?
Right. Yes, you can go to prettygirlmakeup.com to get any lip products. And I'm Too Busy and ITV Wellness will be coming hopefully by the end of this year or sooner.
With skincare, right? The skincare.
Yes, so the skincare, the makeup, and those supplements. For sure, the supplements will be done in the next few months, and hopefully, if things go well, then we'll add the skincare and the makeup lines.
So tell me a little bit, because you know this is going to come up now, with your so much crazy busy life. I'm Too Busy podcast came into the mix. And I know versus you being interviewed and doing a lot of interviews, like pretty much, everywhere you're at, or all the different type of networking that you do, you're always being interviewed. So it's nice, like myself as well, to be on the other side where we get the chance to interview you and you see it differently. Isn't that so much fun? Like,
it is so much fun. It's so different because I really appreciate like someone like you that actually is prepared to interview me. There is nothing, because I feel that like with my show, especially if I'm asking my clients who are incredibly successful and busy to do me the grand favor of being on my show, giving me time. The gift of time to me is precious. So I make sure that I have a script. I put a lot of work. Well, my assistant Maya puts a lot of effort into the artwork, and we put a lot of time into that because I want everyone that's on my show to feel like I made a lot of effort and it was worth it for them.
Absolutely.
And that I ask questions that are not the typical questions that they're asked.
You have to stump them.
Yes.
You have to be prepared for that. Yeah. I might stump you. I'm just kidding. But prior to being on the other side, where you do get the chance to eventually see that whether they are the most successful person in the world, sometimes people answer questions with 1-second answers, and you have to pull a question as quick as you can or elaborate on it. Something I learned in my industry as well. And you get to find it out when you interview. But it's something that is so unique that even though everybody is jumping into doing podcasts or being a radio show host, me from starting in 2014 when I was 19 years old, 19 years old, it was something that wasn't huge in the industry.
Right. That was really at the beginning.
Exactly. And I will tell you in the beginning that, yes, I had a script, but even when I had a script, I messed up. So it's so much easier when it's more just me and you conversation-wise, just talking.
I agree. I totally agree. But I also think you have to have like a list of like my script. I just kind of, I let it flow where it's going to flow, but then I'll kind of bring them back. Like I had 2 guests on. Noah Eagle, who's a sports commentator, and Bill McDonald. He is the voice of the Lakers. And I had both of them on. And Bill's my friend and Noah's my client. And they're friends. And it was like the 2 of them was like herding cats. Like one would go down this trail and I'm like, come on, okay, let's go back and answer this question. So you want to do that in like a gentle, polite way that is still entertaining. So it does help to have the script because at least you have some, especially when I have someone like in the sports industry. Like if I need to rail off with some, stats about some athlete or some athlete's name, at least I have that there.
Yes, of course. No, it looks good when you do your research as well, but sometimes depending on your guest and if they do your promotion correctly as well, it looks good on both your parts as opposed to they're ready to be interviewed and you're ready to interview them.
Exactly.
Sometimes. Not always, unfortunately. I found that out in this industry. So sometimes I'll have the most amazing successful show of the month, and then the following month will just be, so-so. But it just depends on the energy that you put in it, the positive energy we both have, and the abundance around us. And that's how I built my show, as you know. So that's from the ground up. I've been doing
it takes a lot of time and effort, and you definitely get what you put into it.
Now, I have a couple questions for you regarding the skincare products of what you're looking at or what you think is best in skincare. One of the product lines that I'm highly obsessed with, and you could tell me straight up, in general, you could say like, yes, it's an amazing product, but Pretty Girl Makeup's going to do better. And
I love all, honestly, I love all products. I think every product out there is special and unique and fabulous. So, there's very few products that I'd say, okay, I wouldn't even put that on my toe. So
for It Cosmetics, I'm obsessed with their moisturizer because I have very, very dry skin. And I think in general, it's the weather because I'm here in New Jersey and we're in the situation where it's like hot, then cold, then hot, then cold. So I can't keep up. And I use the moisturizer because I love it so very much, and it's very moisturizing to me. And I also don't like feeling cakey. I don't like putting
Right.
something on and it feels like it's just so heavy on your skin
Right.
that like you also feel like it feels like you're wearing like makeup, but like you're not. You know what I mean? Like it's super light. That's something that is like a huge kind of thing because it also feels like it's very moisturizing, and it helps when you feel like you have dry skin. Like it helps with makeup. Like I don't have any when I put it on under and the makeup is like on top. It looks perfect. Like I don't have any
It's
dry
so
skin.
great. I think it's also good to kind of be shocking your skin. You know, using a heavy moisturizer, a light one, using a face oil, um, using toners and, serums, retin-A. There's so many different things for you
Oh
to,
yeah.
have your skin look the best it can. But I definitely think shocking it, with different types of products is really good. Also, drinking the water. Are you drinking enough water? The problem is that our water now is so filtered. All the minerals that we actually need for our body are like wiped off. So it's really important to make sure that I used to think salt was just the worst thing ever, but I
Okay, the
found
soda.
out through
Yeah.
Gary
Tell me.
Brecka, who I'm obsessed with, a longevity expert, that we actually need the mineral in the salt because how often do you hear people saying, I just drink water, all I do is pee it out. It's not like I'm dehydrated, but it's not like really absorbing, and that's because there's a
Running
lack
to
of
the bathroom.
minerals,
Yes.
in the water. So it's, in the morning, I recommend to everyone, first thing in the morning, water, a pinch of salt, a couple drops of olive oil,
Mm.
and I add some lemon. You can do Bragg's apple cider vinegar, but I add like colostrum, creatine, shake it all up, and that's what I have first thing in the morning.
And how does this all taste together?
It tastes fine to me. I mean,
There's
I
no
drink
nasty
swamp
taste.
juice, so it's like, I mean, it tastes like lemony a little.
Okay, with the
I
lemon.
drink it as fast as I can and
Okay, no
just
aftertaste.
try to hydrate.
That's good though. That's something. So, because you're also looking and working into the gut health, because you know that affects your skin tone and
Yes.
stuff like that. So, where then do you feel like your research kind of came from where you wanted to look into doing gut health, either type of vitamins, supplements, or anything product line?
Well, I've been speaking to a lot of people about I had a model. This was probably like 10 years ago. I had a model come on set. We were doing a campaign for a national brand, and her skin
Mhm.
was inflamed. And I can do miracles with makeup, but when it's like tumor-esque and it's just so red and inflamed. And I just said,
Mhm.
look, you have got, okay, so it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. That's, 2.5 days, green juice with a lot of celery in it because it's anti-inflammatory, antibacterial. It'll just clean you out. And it was shocking by Monday how much different her skin looked. It was like
So she
looking
listened to
almost
you. That's
normal.
good.
Thank God. Yes. Well, I said, it's not fair for you to come here with that skin and I'm supposed to do some miracle. Like you have to do your part. We're a team.
So that's really good then. So then just getting the idea of, that was your advice kind of
Yeah,
worked.
so I just like went from there. I just started realizing that, what someone ingests really does affect how they look. So I've been speaking about that, and then I, would write articles about it, or I'd go on NBC and do different things about getting people to have a good, healthy gut. And then with my show, having all these incredible gut health experts on, and it's just fascinating. You learn something from everyone. I mean, I've done so many different like we shoot our show every week, at least one interview a week, sometimes two, sometimes three. So, and I don't stop, like, I don't take any breaks with the show. It's just, so I do a lot of interviews every year. And a lot of them are related to beauty and wellness and gut health and entrepreneurship and,
Mhm.
different athletes. I just started interviewing, a guy came on my show. He was a past Olympic athlete. And he noticed that a lot of athletes were having to quit because they couldn't afford to pay for their sport.
Okay.
And so I had him on my show. And so now he's asked me to, start interviewing a bunch of different athletes that some of them had success and some of them have had challenges because, it's not free. We aren't a communist country that pays for everything with these athletes. And that really surprised me, actually.
Especially, was it an NFL? Is that the big national?
Well, that's the NFL, national football.
Okay, yeah,
No, that's
national
the football. Yeah.
Yeah, no. I'm just saying in general, like just sports in general for
Yeah.
anything. But yes,
No, no, basically mostly Olympic athletes. That's what his focus
Olympic.
is.
But
Yes.
Olympic is expensive. I'm confused as opposed to how the conversation started for you guys and how that led to the answer.
I don't even recall how he found me, but he sent me an email and just asked if maybe it was a friend of mine that referred him. I can't recall, but it was super interesting to just hear his perspective on training for the Olympics. And some people are trying to, they're having to work during the day, or what kind of jobs that do they have to be able to have the flexibility to train and to travel.
Yeah, or just to start in general, and all the hard work they have to put into.
It's years and years and years.
How to make it on TV and so forth. Because it's definitely not going to be like one audition and you make it on TV. It's probably like American Idol versus The Voice type of situation, where you audition. Then if you have a trauma story, sometimes you'll be able to be the person. So yeah, it's all different. But that with a lot of the reality and TV shows out there.
Yes.
Kind of what pulls to the viewers now, with generation after generation. It depends on that. So
yes, it does.
I'm curious, as opposed to Makeup Line, for just how it started to kind of like in the beginning of where you first created. You said you started to do like the lip oils or lip glosses, into kind of what you're looking at to do now, because the makeup industry changed so many years.
It changes all the time.
Yeah.
It changes all the time.
And somebody keeps doing lips.
Right. And it's really expensive and hard to compete, because now you have to add in the factor of these influencers that you have to pay. And it just gets more complicated all the time. And so you do have to pivot and figure out what is going to work and what's not. But I do think that people in general they take pride in their appearance. They exercise, they eat well, they rest, and so why shouldn't you take pride in your makeup, on how you appear? Because we're all visual. And so why wouldn't you want to go into a meeting? It's funny because I have some clients that are on TV or they're on a lot of Zoom or do a lot of interviews. And if they're distracted if I do their makeup so different than what they're accustomed to, they're distracted. So you really I've had to learn to listen to them.
Very interesting to know.
Yes, because let's say, you're doing your show and I come and do your makeup just completely opposite of how you are. And you see your face on the screen and you're just so distracted by oh my God, why do I have that? Why is that there? And,
I would be
can't focus on what you need to be talking about.
Well, I would be more complimented by it because you did it. But I think it's also the fact that how would you make me look, as opposed to, wow, am I so much prettier than I actually thought I was? You know what I mean? It's your self-confidence and your consciousness or your perception. It kind of it depends on the person. But I think it's nice and kind of funny that it gets I've never heard of that. I think that's funny.
Oh no, it's real. It's real. I had a client, a national newscaster, and I did her makeup slightly different, and the network liked it, but she's like, I like it, but it distracted me because I'm not used to it. So after that experience, I really just asked the client, okay, what do you want? What do you not want? Or do you care? Some people just don't care at all, and that's great. But there's some that do care. So you really do have to listen. A lot of my job is it's not just making people look good. I have to make sure that they feel good, because they're going in front of a camera. And if they're not in a good mood and they're not happy or feeling good, it's going to show. And so I usually, on all my clients, I use aromatherapy oils. I do hand massages to just kind of relax them. And so they breathe and they just kind of get centered. And so all these little things matter. I get little rollers for their eyes. I put it in ice and I roll their eye. Yes. So they like that. all those little extra things I do.
As opposed to aromatherapy? Like you said,
I love the aromatherapy. I think aromatherapy is really great for, like, my clients are so busy. So if I can give them, like, I will get some lavender or neroli oil and just kind of like let them breathe it for a minute. They just slow down a little. They just kind of
I
get
love
centered.
lavender.
And yes.
A big part of your job is listening to your clients and making sure they like what you do for them.
It's a lot of it. It's a lot.
But it's also the connection, the conversations you have, and the memory.
Yes. Oh no, it's great. Like, I mean, for example, with Tyler, I've been with Tyler for 17 years, and we've had so many adventures, you know, doing shows and magazines and, you know, for different brands and, you know, all the different TV shows, all the different things we do. And it's always fun. It's always interesting. And, you know, we know our families are friends. You know, his wife's one of my best friends. And, you know, my kids call him Uncle Tyler. And it's like,
Aww.
they all know him. And so it's totally different. But I also know my place. Like, I know that I don't just sit there and jabber when he's focusing. You know, we'll chat for a minute, but I really try to read the room with all my clients. And if they want to talk, great. And if they don't, that's fine too. It's their time. It's not about me. It's all about them.
Or they kind of like booked you type of situation. I understand
Right.
where you're coming from with that. Yeah.
Right.
Or how much time you have for them. Like if they booked you for an hour, you're chabbing, you know, talking conversation for like 25 minutes. Does that affect you?
No, that does not happen.
Yeah, no, I know.
That does not happen. I have to be super mindful of their time and
That's so sad,
you know, how long they have, you know, like
Yeah.
if sometimes I only have 15 minutes and I have to do their hair and makeup and be done and they have to look good. So it's, you know, it's a lot of hurry up and, you know, make sure everything's good. And it's a little stressful sometimes, but it all works itself out.
It is nice though to also have you kind of like behind the scenes doing the hair and makeup, but then on the other side now you have your own I'm Too Busy podcast, as opposed to where you were seen, you know, doing the hair and makeup for everybody else. So now you could be like, okay, that is my job. I do it, but I'm the interview now. So I'm going to interview you, you know, like it's just nice for you to have two different sides. And I know last time we had spoken as well versus your wonderful, amazing husband, Ken. And, you know, you just got back from, I think you received an award previously last week as well for him. Was it through sepsis?
Actually, it was the ATP down in Indian Wells near Palm Springs. There's a big tennis tournament going on, and the ATP and the WTA put on a golf tournament named after my husband. And so I went down and gave out the trophy to the winners. So it was really nice.
And you got a chance to be a part of that for him too.
I was, yes. It was very special.
And, you know, things like that pop up in your career, and there's so many things that you have to do, and you're wanted probably so many times as opposed to where you think you have free time, but you really don't. Or things change, you know, with schedule.
A lot of change. I don't have a typical, like, I don't know. You know, some weeks are super busy, like more than others. Like I'm running around from thing to thing and I don't feel like I can catch up. And then other weeks it's a little slower, like manageable. But so I enjoy it because
it's 11 o'clock to 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock. It's like your own person, like just you running. Yeah.
I know. So yesterday was a lot just because I had the Tyler shoot and then the NBC thing, because I go to NBC and I have to have everything that I'm going to use in front of the camera. Mm-hmm. It has to be ready to be photographed. So I have to make sure that there's things for the table, placemat, like each thing has a bowl, every ingredient has a pretty bowl, like it's all like flowers. It's just a lot to remember. So that's why, like, when it's a day that if I have a photo shoot and making an appearance on another show and I have to look good, plus bring my wardrobe, bring my makeup, all that. It's like,
do it on yourself and then do it on them.
Yes, it's a lot, but it's fun. I really enjoy it because it's every day is different. No day is ever the same.
So I'm actually curious because when I was looking at your website earlier at work, I didn't know that you had gotten the opportunity. I think it was 2024 Super Bowl, and you did something with Tom Kenny and I don't know the voices.
Patrick, SpongeBob and
yes, SpongeBob and Patrick.
Yes.
So I was just curious, as opposed to like, you know, you got the chance to like meet them, probably did like.
I was with them for a week actually, and I
Wow.
had not met them before. And what
Okay.
was so incredible was I didn't realize, like, I know they're famous, but
Mhm.
they're famous for their voice. But these athletes, like, we had security and everyone knew who they were. And all these athletes that were in the Super Bowl, they all had their SpongeBob and Patrick imitation. It was really cool. They were really, really nice.
So wait, I have to ask a little bit more into the conversation. So you get the chance to meet them and do their makeup and everything behind the scenes, and you're having these people come up with SpongeBob Patrick impersonation. Were you like, why are people doing this? Who are like, were you confused, or did you know who they were at that point?
Oh no, I knew. I mean, I knew who they were when I got there. I mean,
Okay.
my agents tell me, like, this is who you have this week, and I always make sure. Yes, but you don't want to make a big deal. You just want to treat them nicely and respectfully, and just make sure that they're groomed and happy and ready to go out there and do what they need to do. Because they had a lot. They had a lot of interviews, a lot.
Yeah,
Because Nickelodeon does a feed besides CBS or ESPN, whatever network they're on.
Mhm.
They do a whole thing like Bikini Bottom, and Patrick and SpongeBob are announcers, and my other client, Noah Eagle, he was on there as well. And so, he's
their
trying.
podcast. Yes. I know what you're talking about.
He's commentating, but then Patrick and SpongeBob are, chiming in as well. So I can't even imagine how exhausting that must have been for him.
No, that sounds like fun, actually. That actually sounds like fun. Well, who knows? Maybe you can get one of them on your show then too.
Believe me, they're on the list. Everyone that I touch up with a brush is always going to be invited on the show.
That's so funny. Like in the beginning, it was nothing, but now it's like, oh wait, so I touched somebody, Miami Dolphins, so he's on the list.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Anybody. If I meet you, you're welcome on the show. I'll interview anybody. You know why? I mean, this. You have a show. Everybody has a story. They don't need to be famous. They don't have to have some weird job. They could just be a normal person. But everyone's got some interesting story. So I just I'm super curious, and I love to interview people and see, like, okay, what makes you tick, and like, why, like, tell me these stories. So it's fun.
I think it's also the type of situation when you're interviewing someone where the communication, obviously, you want to make sure is key. You both understand each other and it's a good vibe for both of you. But it definitely gets to the point where after you're talking to somebody or you're booking somebody, you just want to make sure it's not even more about promotion at that point. It's like my radio show, but I'm not promoting that. I'm promoting you. It's all about you. So my show, the Dani Pierro show, is about Christina Flach as a hair and makeup celebrity artist. So that's the type of thing where you just want to make sure, whether or not it's your show, you have your promotion, you do what you need to do for whichever part. But like for my show personally, I'm not who I say I am unless I have a guest. My guest is about my show is about my guest. And that's
Right.
kind of where I started in the beginning and where I lead to kind of up to now. It's just something that I
all
feel
about them. I don't think it may be my show, but it's definitely all about my guest. I want them to feel comfortable and open to be able to have a conversation that I would like to, like I always pretend like, okay, imagine if I was listening to the show, what would I want to know? So those are the kind of questions I ask.
Exactly. And it's nice when you hear that because you also elaborate on it. Or if you're just listening to a podcast, you're on Facebook and something comes up on your timeline and you're listening to it, because we all have those moments where there's a video scrolling that actually catches your attention versus scrolling.
Right.
And you listen to it and you're like, that's actually really smart. I would like to ask something like that. Or I never thought of it that way. And then it makes you like think, okay, the next time I have somebody like that, that's a motivational speaker, I'm going to ask them, and it kind of goes from there. So yeah, no, definitely do your research with that, because even with your I'm Too Busy podcast, for you being busy in life, I love the way that you just play on words with that. It's so cool. It's fun, And also upon your podcast, having the new skincare line is going to be really good for you for sales and clientele.
I think
Because
so. I mean, it's turned out like I'm my brand and my brand is me, which I never expected. To me, before it was all about my brand, my products. And now I think having doing the podcast and all these things, they complement each other.
yes. Well, no, they can, because you have that. Eventually, like yourself, probably you do. I would like to get merchandise. That's something that I'm in the works for. So there's different
Yes.
things everybody does differently.
Oh, definitely.
Separate,
Definitely.
You know?
Yeah, YouTube makes things challenging.
I'm sure YouTube Plus now, or Red YouTube.
Yeah, it's a lot. Like you have to get so many subscribers. Like right now I've got like 46,000 subscribers, but you have to make sure that then they have another hurdle. Like you have to have so many downloads. You have to have so many hours that people watch. So it's
strict.
It's
It
a
wasn't like
lot.
that back then. Now it's like content is supposed to be number one, so they need all views up pronto. And it doesn't help
Yes.
the media wanting people to charge to like boost your post, when in the beginning they would boost for free or organic.
Oh yeah.
And that's
No,
even
that doesn't happen.
modified
It's
now.
so interesting because like I've interviewed a couple people that I thought it was going to go like really crazy. I interviewed Steve Garvey, he was a professional baseball player, and Lee Steinberg, he's a super agent. He was like the Jerry Maguire, like
Ooh,
that's what the
okay,
movie
nice. Yeah.
was inspired by him. And they did well. But then I interviewed, my business partner asked me to interview this man, John Daly. And he wasn't famous, but he was a Jewish man that as a teenager got involved with these neo-Nazis. I'm like, wait, what? A Jewish kid is getting involved with neo-Nazis? Like, okay, I don't get it, but okay. So anyway, I do this interview. Then I find out that he got brain cancer. They tried to kill him, and they all went to jail. He had to move to Israel because he had like a bounty on his head from these neo-Nazi groups.
Wow.
And then he went to Germany with this Arab guy and he had learned to play this saxophone that it was owned by a Nazi previously. And he played George Gershwin music with this Nazi's saxophone.
Okay.
So anyway, I do this interview. It goes totally viral. I had 100 in under 2 weeks. I had over 157,000 views on YouTube from this one interview.
Wow.
Like that was like I had no idea that it would do so well. And ones that I think, oh, like that's a great interview. Should do. You just don't know. I mean, if we had the recipe, we'd do it all day long.
Yeah. Well, it happens with us too. We're like, oh yeah, this will be definitely successful, but it just depends on promotion and how it goes out there. I could promote it and I could send it to like 10,000 people, but are 10,000 people going to look at it? Are people going to click on it? Like, is it around their time that they're having dinner? Because I'm probably affecting everyone's dinner right now. Like, it's just.
Yeah, all these factors matter. Like what time of day you put it out there. Should you do it live? Should you, as soon as you figure it out, then it changes again. So it's just constant change. But I think the important thing is like, I really, just like you, I love interviewing people, and I just keep interviewing people that I find interesting and ask questions that I would like to hear. And
it becomes like that, and it's easy like that. And that's why I was happy that we got a chance to get you back, because I was like, I think she likes me. She'll come back.
Of course. Oh my gosh.
And I was like, wait, she has her own podcast. That's actually really amazing. So I wanted you, to like wish you luck in everything what you do.
Thank you.
And then I definitely want to I have to buy some of your stuff, makeup line. We'll talk about that after. But real quick, Chris wanted to know, who are the top 2 celebrities that you would love to do makeup for? So is this affecting if she didn't do yet, or yes? Okay.
It's not my celebrities that I do already. Who I would like to do?
Yes.
Okay, so dead or alive? That's a question.
You know what? Give me both. Can you do 2 of each?
Okay. So yeah, let's do like Rita Hayworth or Marilyn Monroe.
Okay.
And then alive, like Blake Lively. I would love to paint her face.
She's
awesome. And Draymond Green. He's on the Warriors. I like my athletes that I work with these guys. They're hilarious. They're fun. So yeah, I've got a bunch of new clients that are popping up. And so I really enjoy working with everybody. Everyone's interesting and fun. And and you learn something, especially, people that are doing TV or like today, Tyler was I've been watching Tyler cook for 17 years, and today he makes the best mashed potatoes in the world. And
Ooh, okay.
I
You're making me
sometimes just like, I feel like I'm always going to cooking school with him, but today he was showing how, how usually you make mashed potatoes, you put potatoes in boiling water with some
Yeah.
salt, and then you dump out the water. Well, the potatoes don't taste like anything. So what he says to do is cook them in the half and half or cream or milk with like 8 cloves of garlic and
Ooh,
salt
okay.
and chicken broth.
I'm
And
never
you
gonna be able to try
don't dump it out. So you save all the liquid.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so it's already been soaking in the cream and the garlic and the salt and the butter. So when you mash it all up, it's a totally different taste and totally different consistency as well. So
That
you guys
sounds.
give that a try. There's your cooking tip of the day.
You could tell Tyler that you said that.
I happen to tell him, oh yeah, I'm sharing your recipe with the whole world.
And then if somebody says something, they'll be like, "Oh no, we just heard it from Christina Flach on the Dani Pierro show."
Yeah. He'll be like, of course you did. That's exactly what he'd say. Of course
He's
you
gonna be
did.
like, "Oh, so she's just giving my recipes out to the world now at this
Yeah.
point."
For free.
Now, some of the clientele that you had gotten a chance to work with besides Tyler, I know you did a couple things for Food Network era as well. So I think Guy Fieri.
Guy Fieri. Yes.
Fieri.
Bobby
One of them.
Flay.
Oh, he's also very cute.
Yes. Yeah, there's a lot of Food
I'm
Network
sure
people.
they're all sweet.
They're great. They're really fun. I did a lot with, we had a bunch on when Tyler, we did a great food truck race. So we had some different people from the Food Network on.
Oh,
Sunny
okay.
Hurl, I just did for the Super Bowl this year. We did a video, a food video that was with a former player from the 49ers. So that was exciting.
Mhm.
And, it's so fun to get to work with all these different people. And then we're at the stadium where the Super Bowl was, and it's totally empty and we're just there doing stuff.
I think that's awesome. And then, did you ever get a chance to do anything with like worst cooks in America? Because I know technically Bobby and Tyler were a part of it, so I didn't know.
Yes. No, I've never done that show.
Oh, okay.
Not yet, anyway. I don't think it's on anymore, is it?
Last season I saw was with Tyler, so I don't know.
Oh, so that's definitely a long time. Yeah, no.
But then I know Bobby has his own show, so everybody just
Bobby has a bunch of shows.
Jumps into their next show, pretty much. They definitely branch.
But a lot of those shows are filmed back east. So I do I work with the Food Network people when they come up to California.
Yeah.
So that's, they have their own,
hair and makeup.
They have their hair and makeup back there.
Well, you know that Tyler probably would just come to you anyway, so.
I think he would, but sometimes I can't travel. Like sometimes they don't want to pay for me. The Food Network does not want to pay for me like if I go with him to do the Great Food Truck Race, it's, you're away 6 or 7 weeks. They have to pay me 7 days a week, even if Tyler's not on. So it's not really cost effective to have me go with him for those type of things, even though I really don't want to be away from home for 7 straight weeks, like not having, it's just too long for me to be away from home. I'm a gypsy, but not that big of a gypsy.
Do you ever feel like sometimes when you're doing like hair and makeup, because you're always busy doing other things, like there's something else you would want to put your hands in as well?
Oh my gosh, I don't know what is left. I mean, I write, I have my own podcast, I'm on NBC, I have all these clients. I don't think there's
to create
my own life. Pardon?
Are you a musician?
No.
Are you sure?
I don't think so.
You could dabble in the arts and you can sing.
Oh my gosh, no, it's too much. I have to I need to slow down my life a little bit, I think. I don't want to slow it down. I just like it the way it is. I don't want to add. I don't think there's any room to add anything more. I think it's, here's the other thing. if I go on camera, even if I do a podcast, some days I don't feel like putting makeup on myself or hiring myself to do my makeup and put on my hair. I want to be in a ponytail and baseball hat and look ugly, but I can't. Like, I have to look like the best version of me, because who's going to buy my Kool-Aid? If I'm on NBC or doing a podcast on beauty and wellness and I look like a disheveled mess, no one's going to be listening to me. So
That's true, because
part of my job is like making sure that I exercise and work and look, the hair, the makeup, the nails. I mean, it's a lot to just go on camera to look presentable. And then, like, I know this sounds so bananas, but the other day when I was on NBC, I had to make sure I had a pedicure, because that camera is like right on my hands. So I can't have like, chip nails or jagged edges, because it's going to look terrible. So
so you have to think about everything, even if
I do. It's a lot.
If the camera shows
baby.
Here, you have to get a pedicure.
Oh gosh. Yeah, probably. The pedicure is always pretty much done too. Everything. I mean, you're there. You might as well get the whole overhaul.
But you're very high class, so that's good. I mean, it also presents you because of your clientele, right? People want to go to you because of what you do.
Right. But I have to go to work looking presentable, and I have to be like, I can't just roll out of bed and go to work. I end up having to, I usually wake up about hour and a half, 2 hours before I need to leave, because I want to work out. I need to, have my water, my green juice, my food, make sure I have food for the day. I bring food with me wherever I go on set, because I don't want to get in the habit. Like today, there's food everywhere I go. And so I really have to be mindful of what I'm eating or not eating. So if I bring I think in general, if people prepare their food, and never go hungry. So I always have some raw almonds or raw pistachios, hard-boiled eggs, some green juice. I always make sure I have water, some green apple. I always have food. So if I'm hungry, I will eat that instead of eating some junk.
So if there was apple cider donuts in front of you, this is me today at work.
Oh my God.
I was like, whatever. So too late.
That's cracked to me. Like, I don't know how to eat one cookie. I want to eat like 25. So I try not to eat any. I'm not saying I don't eat any, because otherwise I would be super, super skinny. But I do eat them. I just have to keep it in moderation, so I don't go totally bananas, so I can look somewhat presentable when I go in front of a camera.
Where would we find out more about your skincare line? Is this something that you would obviously be dropping like on your website or do a promotion?
It will be coming out. We'll be promoting, and we'll definitely let you know. And I'd love to come back on when we have it ready to go. But you can always check on.
I might need that.
Yes, you can go to my YouTube channel. I'm Too Busy podcast on YouTube, and you can go to. And there's also Christina Flach Makeup Artist on YouTube, and then ChristinaFlach.com. And, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn, we're all over.
LinkedIn.
We're everywhere. I'm sure everyone's sick of us.
But also your makeup line, prettygirlmakeup.com.
Yes, and prettygirlmakeup.com. See, look at, I'm so frazzled and tired that I can't even remember. Yes.
Oh,
and
prettygirlmakeup.com.
No, it's good. It's good.
Ask
away.
I honestly greatly appreciate you being here today, and
thank you. I'm so honored to be your first guest back. That's so special.
Yes, and we're coming back. I think we are twice a month. Yes, we're twice a month right now.
Awesome.
That Chris book.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you. We work normally every week, but in moderation, since I'm coming back, I gotta step it up. So eventually it'll be that. So
yeah. Well, and then another thing, sometimes with my weird schedule, I like having backup interviews that are like in the can, because some weeks, like this week, I'm not going to have time to interview someone. So I like having a couple just in case, if I can't do an interview.
We have anyone, my darling.
I would love to have you on my show. Definitely. Let's do it.
I'm just offering the option if it was open. That's all.
Anytime. You're welcome anytime.
So I greatly appreciate your time today, and I
Thank you.
appreciate you bringing me back, on air. I definitely miss being a radio show host and just talking to people. I mean, I love my job.
Well, you're so good at it.
Thank you. We are booked up to the start of 2027. I'm being told by Chris as well. So
Amazing.
it looks like we're doing good so far.
Congratulations. That's amazing.
Thank you so much. So we will be back on March 31st with Wolf Milestone, another amazing musician we had on the show previously. And
Cool.
we definitely are just excited to be back. And I mean, it's St. Patrick's Day. Drink beer, have fun.
Have some corned beef, green cupcake.
Corned beef, cabbage, yes.
Yes.
And definitely be safe. I'm going to say bye to everyone. Christina, just hold on for a minute. Don't leave yet.
I
Something
will.
off there. But thank you all so much for tuning in. We will be back March 31st with Wolf Milestone. And we are thankful to be back here on Hamilton Radio. Have a good rest of your night, guys.